Hey guys, welcome back to another video this week. This one's a little bit more different in the sense it's more motivational stuff or whatever that is. I know I promised you like more interesting videos coming up, but that won't happen until like maybe next week or the week after. Don't worry, it is coming. But this week, I wanted to talk to you about the topic of honing your craft in the sense of like learning the skills and learning to adapt what you do in the job. Now, I admit, for one thing, I am the last person who consider like I've mastered a craft in something. I don't have enough years of experience or anything to go into full detail of it. But this is the way I see it in terms of like honing your own skills and craft, and that's for I don't know how to put this. For someone who does like multiple things in terms of like trying to do work and stuff, in the sense of like, I do YouTube, I do the radio, I also do flyering, like stuff, promotional stuff. You tend to sort of, once you've been doing it for a few months, you sort of get to know the routines in the sense of how like, in any job, no matter what, no matter what in the world, you will always find this set routine you can do in order to basically just go by the day. Put this way, like when I'm flyering stuff, when I'm going out into the streets of London and flying stuff, it is very easy to get into a routine of just like knowing what you do just to make the hours go by so that you can be done. That's what most people do. And that's understandable for most people. In the job routine is key for some of them, in the sense of like, not a lot of jobs are there. They're just mundane. They want to get the money. They want to be there, they want to do the actual job. They're done. But it's one of those things. Just like when you sort of put a little bit more effort into it, you sort of understand a little bit more about like what it takes to pursue things in other ways. Then let me explain what I just said, because that's a little bit weird to understand. I know when I was flying like months ago, when I first started out, like doing promotional work, I was scared. That's the gist of it. I was scared to actually just go out into the public and start doing flying stuff, because asking people, getting people to hand out stuff to other people is difficult, especially for someone like me. But it's also more difficult to just, because the companies and campaigns that want you to heavily promote the business, which is fair. That's the whole gist of it. So they ask you oh, could you just do anything, or say these lines, or do anything, go to these specific locations in order to do that, to get their promotions out there, which is fine. It's just, but yeah, and I don't know how to explain this, but it's it's one of those things of during a few months I learned how the routine of what you can do to pass the time, but I also learned how difficult it was because you can get really bored. If I know people who literally want to stand there for 4 hours, do nothing, they'll hand stuff out and it's done, because all they care about is the money. I'm not like that, in the sense of how I get so easily bored, quite a lot like that, But it's also when you do it enough, you sort of learn the skills, and also you learn the business a little bit more. I was honing my craft a little bit more in terms of promoting, so that then I could influence that into other pieces of work that I do in my life. When I was doing promoting for Fixed Radio, I learned how to communicate with people in terms of what I should say to them in terms to get Fixed Radio promoted. When I would just, at the start of it, I was terrified to go up to construction workers and people and business and people who in top business suits who didn't want anything to do with me. I was just a random guy asking them to could you promote my radio, please? But then after a while, you just sort of, you have to build enough confidence and learn the right lines in terms of this is what works, this is what doesn't, this is how you should go in, this is what does work, You learn the skills of it a bit more, so that even then, when it ended, I was literally just going up into top buildings where they were doing business work, going up to huge offices, and I would just say, this is who we are, this is what we do, that's it, here, there, done. That was it. And that helped me. It helped me move. It helped me hone my craft into flying, into more promotional stuff. Where I understood what people wanted, in the sense of I know, I take for into account in the sense a person flying is the second most invisible person out on the street. Because the number one is a person with a clipboard and a pen. That's just the thing. You know, if you have a clipboard and a pen, you might as well practically be invisible. And the second one is a person who does flyering. That's just it. I know. I mean, at the start, I would just go full out. I would try and impress so many people. I would try and do weird things. I would say what the companies wanted. But then you learn just to be like, okay, and I would even go to the right locations to be like, okay, here's exactly where you want me to be. And a lot of times, sometimes it would work, but a lot of times it wouldn't, because, you know, it would be quite difficult to try and work out what people would go to, because they would actively avoid you. So, you know, I had to learn to be like, okay, how do I give this away that can make it look appealing? Because there are some flyers which are too flimsy or too big, like things like that. They're just too large, or like they don't look appealing enough, or there's a picture on there you think, oh, that doesn't look like someone will grab. So you have to sort of work out, okay, how do I make this look like someone wants to grab it? That's the gist of it. And you know, especially like when I was going to the large areas, you think, okay, where should I stand? Where's the best place to go in order to get the people to notice me? Because because there are those who think, oh yeah, this should be like, go to places where there's huge crowds, huge congestion of people just coming at you. They'll always grab some. But that doesn't always work, because you always get like people who will just ignore you, especially around underground stations, which is where they want me to go sometimes, because they're literally just doing their 9 to 5. They'll go in and out and ignore you completely. So you have to move to areas where you have to get them to look at you and get them to see what you're flying. Yeah, which is in the sense of what I did. In the months, I honed my craft a little bit more in terms of how to advertise things, how to promote stuff, how to show people this is what you do. And I took that and I emphasized it onto other things like radio and YouTube. Like radio, after doing the first few shows, like if you ever listen to them, like God forbid, I was a nervous wreck. I mean, I had no idea how to like talk for 2 hours all the time, or what to say, or like what songs to put out there. But now these days, like, I learned to be like, okay, this is what you should do. This is the stuff you should play. This is what you should also do. This is what you should promote. Just get through 2 hours and you're there, Because it's easy to get into like a routine, especially with especially things like you absolutely love, because it just makes the job easier. But it shouldn't. Not every job should be a walk in the park, especially ones that you love. I don't mind doing promotional stuff, but because I know that like I have to do it, not just like to get money and stuff, but also it'll help me understand what people want if I want to like get them to advertise for my own stuff. If I want to put myself out there, I have to understand what the people will look for. So being a promoter helps. But it also helps me to learn that like when I do radio and YouTube, I understand what people look for a little bit more. What kind of videos that you guys will look at. I've spent years on YouTube like looking at what things will I watch. So I try and do that. And granted, I don't always do that, clearly by this video. If I had other ideas, I would do that. But I thought it best to just make this video about like the ideas of, in any job out there, no matter what you do, honing a skill or a craft is good. Because you don't know where it will come from or where it will go in the future. Like when I was just doing promotional stuff, I didn't think that like, it would benefit me a lot in terms of radio. It helped me understand like how to advertise, how to build up my confidence a little bit more to make me understand like what people want. You have to learn that like it's one of those weird things that when you go into this profession that deals with people, like promotional advertising or like putting yourself out there, you have to learn that like what you're going to do at the start is not going to be perfect. You have to evolve. You have to learn how to do it well. It isn't something that you can just do off the bat and it's impressive. You have to slowly understand what it is you can do, and that way each time you go out there you can be better. That's just it. That is honing your craft. So that's just it. Guys, thanks for watching this. This was just me rambling for a little bit. I promise you I will have better videos in the future. But if any of you got to this part of the video, thank you so much for hearing me ramble on about stuff like that. I hope this information helped you out as well. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you guys next week. And subscribe to this channel if you want more. Thanks, guys. Bye.